Okay, I'm now joined by the lovely Johnny Robinson. Johnny, what would you like to say to all the Cuppa TV viewers?
Good morning, all you Cuppa TV viewers out there, and thank you for joining us.
Fantastic. So, Johnny, let's start at the very beginning. Your journey was really, where did it start? Where did it all begin?
Well, exactly, where did it all begin? Well, it did begin at the X Factor, but prior to that, I actually auditioned for Britain's Got Talent, dressed as a woman like this.
Did you?
Yeah, well, we're in a dental studio. I've been so busy, I had to come in for a scrape and a polish. You know what I mean? And do this interview at the same time.
It's so... So that's where you started, and then from there you went on to X Factor, of course. And then what was that experience like?
It was hard work, Monica, if I'll be honest with you. It was hard work, but it was worth it in the long run, you know, because, you know, well, people do know me now, you know. I know it sounds odd, but they do.
And people
but they might not know me like this, would they?
But see, people do remember you though, Johnny. There's no
well, that's a
doubt
good
about
thing.
It. Yes, isn't that? I was going to say, do you think that's a good thing?
I do, because you could be sort of like Beyonce or Rihanna, and well, they ain't got brilliant voices, but I mean, you could have like this amazing voice, but just be really, really boring, and people forget you. But if you're a little bit different, people will remember you. And I've been very, very, very lucky, Monica, that people do remember me, and I'm very, very grateful for that, and I'm very lucky. So I just try and do what I do, you know, yeah.
And what inspires you, Johnny? What
inspires me? Do you mean what?
From a performance point of view, you know, when you get up and you put on your beautiful outfits, what makes you think, you know, I'm going to go out there and take the world by storm today?
Well, I don't normally think like that, but I am at the moment, because we've been working on this project for a long time.
Yes.
And it's this, I've done an album, and it's lots of female singers like Kylie Minogue, Sarah Brightman, Kate Bush, people like that, and I've done their songs. And I always wanted to do it in a female mode, because I don't think it would be as exciting dressed in a suit and a pair of glasses doing these quirky songs with this quirky voice, you know, that I've got this singing voice. But I just like doing it, because I like to call it theatrical pop.
Yes.
That's my new spin on it.
Is that your new spin on it?
Yeah, theatrical pop. You had Lady Gaga with art pop,
yes.
But now you got Johnny Robinson with theatrical pop.
And Johnny, tell us about this project. What's your new single? What's it called?
Well, my new single is called Eaten Alive, and it's actually a cover. It is a cover because it was originally sung by Diana Ross and Michael Jackson, and written by the Bee Gees, Barry Gibb, Morris Gibb, and I forgot the other ones now. Andy Gibb.
Andy Gibb,
yeah,
yes.
Andy Gibb. I love the Bee Gees. Yeah, so that so we did this cover version of this song, and I think we've made it a lot more now, because it was recorded originally back in the 80s, where analog, monologue, and in music studios these days it's changed so much for recording, and it's just nice to bring it up to date to a modern standard and bring it back to life. I think we've done a great track with it.
Was that important to you, bringing it back, sort of, as you say, up to the...
Yeah, because when I heard it, my producer Scott, he loves the song, and he played it to me, and I went, I don't like that. It's a bit of a clang and a bang like that. Because if you check out the original, it's very early, late 80s sounding. And but no, what we've done, and I said, okay, let's sing it. I'll give it a go. And then we were in the studio mixing it, and we thought, no, this needs to go there, that needs to go there. And it sounds amazing, and I'm really happy with it.
And you've got a very supportive crew around you. I mean, I've met some of them this evening.
Very, very lucky, honestly, Monica. I've got some lovely, lovely friends that all work with me and help me, you know, to try and get my foot up that ladder, because it's a very, very tough business, Monica.
And when
very hard.
It's very hard. Well, it is though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is. It's a very hard business in the music industry, and I don't think people perhaps realise just how hard
They don't.
it is.
It's very cutthroat.
What do you find the most frustrating thing about the music industry at the moment?
Well, what I find
do you have a list?
Really, yeah, exactly, Monica. I need a list. I mean, what annoys me is that most of the people that are around performing today, not all of them, you know, but they can't sing. They can't sing. They're not very good. They're just used sort of like for their looks. And it's not really based on talent. It's more based on what someone looks like. Hence I thought, oh, I'll make myself look a bit more glamorous, it might work, do you know what I mean? But wait and see. But yeah, that's what I believe. And I mean, because like I said, I prefer people with real pure talent that write their own songs, play their own instruments, produce their own records. There's not many people around like that. That is what you call a musical artist. And what you're going on about is what I call a pop star, which is manufactured, throwaway, garbage pop, because you've got very, very short shelf life. And like some people like Cheryl Cole, I mean, she's not going to be around in 15, 20 years' time. No one will be playing her records. Not like people, when you compare her to somebody like Kate Bush, who's I just idolise. I'm a massive Kate Bush fan. I mean, when I was a young child, I used to sing Wuthering Heights. That was the first record I ever bought.
I was just about to say, because you should do a cover.
I've done it.
Heights.
I've done Running Up That Hill as well. But she's, like I said, she is a proper musician. And if you can, then you've got Cheryl Cole, or Cheryl Tweedy, Piscini, Versace, Spagbol, whatever she calls herself now, because she's going with a Frenchman. I mean, I don't get it. I don't get it. It's just a pretty face or whatever. That's what frustrates me, is where I've actually seen really, really talented singers that are so much better. I mean, you could go down the pub and see better singers on a karaoke than you see on the X Factor some weekends. You can, it's true.
And I think for you as an artist, I mean, you've just grown so much though, haven't you?
I have, and I'm a lot more confident. I do, and I'm quite happy where I'm at the moment. You know, I may not be Madonna, I may not be Beyonce, but I am being me, and I'm not being manufactured, and I'm enjoying what I do. And if people don't like it, they don't have to listen to it. I'm happy with that. If they don't want to watch me, they don't have to watch me. I'm happy with that. But I love everybody, because life's too short and there's enough misery in this world at the moment. I just want to bring in a little bit of laughter, a little bit of happiness, because when you turn the telly on these days, it's depressing. It is. But that's why you've got to tune into Cuppa TV, because it's much more cheerful.
You can come on any time you like. But what about songwriting for you, Johnny? Would you consider doing some songwriting yourself?
I do. I've written 3 songs for the album that I've done, 3 original songs.
Now tell us about the album.
Well, the album, it's mainly covers, obviously, but the X Factor does that with their top-selling artists. So I just wanted to do it for fun, because all the songs that I've done are by a female artist. Not many men would do them, or wouldn't even want to touch or go near the song to do. So I've sort of like done Kate Bush, Sarah Brightman. We're doing a follow-up to Eaten Alive, which is going to be a Sarah Brightman song, which we've done. We're going to shoot the video in a few weeks' time. And but most of them are all the female artists that have done, and that is why with this project I wanted to be dressed in my female mode. So it's much more theatrical, like I said, the theatrical pop. And I've just done Loren's Euphoria as well, which I love. It's a fantastic track. But I mean, the impact I think is better. Now people have seen me on the X Factor as like a, you know, plain boring looking person, nerdy looking, you know, they made me look. But, you know, I always wanted to be a little bit more pizzazzy, a little bit more sparkly. I did ask, oh, can I get dressed in sort of like drag to do a Lady Gaga number, Born This Way? Oh no, it's a family show. And I thought, what? I mean, I think that's just ridiculous. Because at the end of the day, you used to have Lily Savage, Paul O'Grady dressed as Lily Savage, doing blankety blank, blankety blank. He used to do that.
That's right, I remember that.
And that was brilliant, you know, and all of this fun element seems to be taken away from the industry at the moment. You don't even see Dame Edna anymore. You don't see.
You've hit on a note there, because do you feel that fun has gone out of the music industry? Definitely. It's just, I don't like it now. I mean, R&B, rap, whatever. I mean, if you listen to rap, they're saying the N-word, they're saying this word, swear words, shoot, stab, and all. It's quite threatening and intimidating and violent. I just like it's, you know, music to be either something you listen to relax, something you love to listen to, something to have fun to, or something that means something to you. Because I mean, most songs, if you really love music, they normally have a meaning in a certain time, certain part of your life. Like Etta James, At Last. I mean, I loved the song when I heard it, but that will always have a special meaning for me in my life now, because that's what I auditioned the X Factor with.
Oh right,
Yeah.
that was her new single. You know, it's brilliant.
Oh, I'm glad you liked
It's
it, Ronnie.
brilliant,
Thank
and
you.
it makes you smile. Which
I hope
is
so.
that what you wanted? That's
Yeah,
what
that's
you were
all.
going
You know,
for.
I'm not Beyonce or Madonna or whatever. I know that. You know, I know I'm just Johnny Robinson, but you know, a lot of people say, well, why don't you use your old drag name? But I always say, well, is there any need to really? Because Danny LaRue, he used to perform in dressed as a woman, but a lot of drag queens don't actually sing. They mime, don't they?
Yes.
So I wouldn't say I'm a drag queen. I would say more a female impersonator.
Fantastic.
Because I get up and do the song and perform. Because that's what I like to do is perform.
So would you like to give us a little perforance now?
Oh,
for
what
our
would you like
viewers?
to do?
Whatever you'd like to do, whatever you feel comfortable
Oh, here
doing.
we are. I'll give you a little bit of this.
Okay, go on then.
I dreamed a dream in time gone by.
Welcome back to Cuppa TV. I'm now joined by the lead singer of a local band called The Ruse, who perform live at the Mayor's Civic event and will be performing live today with their acoustic version of Low Life. Welcome, Lewis Coupe. Lewis, thank you so much for joining me on Cuppa TV.
It's all right, thanks for having me.
Wonderful to see you. Obviously, the rest of your band aren't with you today.
No.
But lovely to have you.
Thank you very much.
So, Lewis, you're the lead singer, songwriter
Yes, yeah.
of the band. So tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm 18 and started the band about 2 years ago with my cousin Tom, who's now the drummer. Well, he is the drummer. He's always been the drummer. And we've got Ralph, who's 15, and then Pete, who's 18, and yeah.
So a young band.
Yeah, we're quite young, yeah. But you know. Just,
Young and ambitious.
yes.
And
young and rocking.
Lewis, you were actually on The Voice, weren't you? That's what sort of.
I was, yeah.
Would you say that started your career?
Kind of, yeah. It was in 2013. I went on the show, did the blind auditions, didn't get through, but yeah, that was just about the time it went on air. I started the band, which was a nice push for exposure to kick off the group and the name and stuff.
So it was a great opportunity.
Yeah,
then,
of
really.
course, it was great.
Yeah.
It was a great chance, and to play with like the BBC band, and that was a really great experience for me.
So you set up The Ruse.
Yes.
And what about the name? Where did that come from?
Where did the name come from? We don't really know. It's
Did it just appear out of a
yeah.
hat?
It was just like, let's think of something cool,
Yes.
The Ruse. But I don't know. It's like it's all a bit of a ruse. We try and because we're young, we've always had to do things a little bit differently. So it's all been a bit of a ruse in a way. So yeah.
Excellent. And the rest of the band, are you all from the West Midlands? Are you all local?
Yes, we're all kind of from Telford and Wolverhampton areas, and yeah.
So what's the music scene like for a young musician?
It's okay. I mean, there's not loads of venues around Telford, but we've done quite a lot. We've played some of the festivals in Telford, and the festivals are quite good in Telford. And we've gone to like Shrewsbury, where we've got a good fan base there, in Bridgnorth. We play there all the time, and then we're starting to play in Wolverhampton now. People are starting to come and see us, which is really means a lot to us. And if you find the opportunities, then it's really good. And find a good place to play, and there's people that are coming to see you. You can really good nights. So.
But you've had a UK tour though, haven't you? With the
Yeah,
bands?
we did. Yeah, in December we went on tour and supported a band called Orchard Hill. We played at the O2 Academies. We did Birmingham, Newcastle, London and Manchester. And it was a really great experience. Tons of new fans and played to loads of people. So it was really fun.
And you played at the Albert Hall.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, well...
That's an amazing experience to have. I mean, you're so young to have said you played at the Albert Hall. I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah, it was incredible. Like, we couldn't believe it. It was, for years I've been doing these events with a school choir, this Music for Youth thing. And Music for Youth are amazing. They do these amazing kind of concerts in Birmingham at the Town Hall and all over the UK. They have these festivals. And then they invited us to come and play at the Royal Albert Hall and perform our first single entitled with this huge orchestra, and it was magical. We played the song, and there's like a na-na-na section which we wrote for like a venue like that and that amount of people, and they all sang along, we were gobsmacked. We all went
Yes.
backstage and cried in the
Yes.
dressing room. It was just
I should
incredible.
imagine, I mean,
Yeah.
that's such an emotional experience, and it is such a
Yeah.
beautiful venue, isn't it? Because obviously it's round and
Oh,
the
it's
acoustics
beautiful,
are amazing
yeah.
there. So would you say that was a highlight?
Yeah, that's been a highlight. I mean, for us, really, it's just to hear, 5,000 people singing some na-na-nas that we'd recorded in a studio, a year ago, and just did it ourselves, did some vocals ourselves, and then to hear 5,000 people singing it back to you, it was just like, people don't even know this song, and yet
Yeah.
they're singing it with us, and
Yeah.
it was really magical for us.
Are the fans really important to you?
Definitely, yeah. We try and, you know, have a friendship with our fans, and I hope we are. Yeah, they really mean a lot to us, and we really like, you know, when people come and see us, that for a band like us, you know, that haven't got a label behind us and all that sort of thing, it means so much for some people to say, actually, we like this band and we want to come and see them. And then you see them singing our songs and knowing the lyrics, and it's just like, for me, that's all I could ever want out of a music career, is just for people to appreciate our music, and, you know. So.
And what about the Mayor's Civic Awards? Because you were at the Mayor's Civic Awards. How did that come about? Do you get asked to go, or did you? How does that work?
Yeah, well, we did a competition just as we started out at the Robin 2, which is a great venue in Wolverhampton, and it was a live band of the year competition for like the West Midlands. There was like 50, 60 odd bands that played, a lot older than us as well, and we played and we got to the final, which was the biggest shock for us anyway. And then and we played all original stuff, and yeah, we were given the prize of, you know, winning, and we ended up playing like Cambridge Rock Festival and recording in the studio and all this sort of thing, which is incredible for us. And then we got to know the guys at the Robin 2. We played there a few times with different bands, and then they were involved in organising the Walsall Mayor's gig, and yeah, they asked us to come and play, and it was great. It was a great night, you know. It was, and a beautiful venue to play, and so we're thrilled to be involved in it.
And again, will you continue to do things like that? Is that quite important to you, to stay
Of course,
close to
yeah.
your roots? I mean,
Yeah,
you'll
we've
be doing
always
your
said
UK tours, of course.
Yeah, we've
but,
always said
you
we
know.
always like coming back and playing locally, and I mean the amount of local gigs is reducing now because we're going further afield and playing other shows and festivals, but it's always good to come back and play to familiar faces, because those people are the people that know your song the best and sing them the loudest. So it's, you know, that's yeah, it's really important for us.
And it's difficult for musicians, isn't it? Because it's notorious. It's a very hard
Yeah.
thing to get into, you know, because there's
Yeah.
always, I suppose you're considering, you know, if you become famous, then obviously you get lots of money, hopefully for you. But, you know, is it a struggle? Do you sort of combine your music with something else at the moment?
Yeah, I mean, the other lads, because they're younger, well, like Pete's 18, he's just started uni, so he's doing he's doing a music course, which, you know, translated across, and he uses that in the studio and live, etc. And then like Tom, he's really good at design and product design and stuff, so he does that, and he always comes to band practice with some new invention that he's made. Ralph is just like obsessed with music, and he's obviously 15, so he's still in school, but, you know, we're all kind of obsessed with the band and the music, so we always think that's what we want to do, so let's put everything into it. The lads have obviously got their things, but the band is like number one for us, you know, and that's all we do. That's all I do.
Yeah.
That's why I do nothing.
And where do you see your future? What would you like to do?
At the end of the day, we just want to play music, and whether that is, you know, successful band or not, either way, we just want to be appreciated for music, and to be able to play music and earn money from it is an absolute bonus, you know. But just for people to like our music and appreciate
Fantastic.
it, that means everything to us. So if
Well,
that's all we get, then that's everything to us.
Excellent. Well, you're going to play us out now with your
Yeah.
song. But before we go, we'll just say goodbye to our viewers. So that's it for today. I'd like to thank our guests for joining me, and thank you for watching. If you would like to get in touch with us, you can email the show or join us on Facebook or Twitter at Big Centre TV. Come back and see us again soon. And now I'll hand you over to Lewis and Lowlife.
Never seem to write a simple little love song these days, 'cause the pain on the pages are the things that I've been cooking up in different ways. Send a message to the senator, don't break the pact that we know you made. Don't rely upon your messenger, you jump the gun but everything is the same. You think it's funny but you don't stare. You a low life like me, we're in the sun and basking in the shade. We're all in trouble but we don't care. We've got our backs to the wall. You bought the light but I was never paid. that there's gonna be some heartache splitting up the factory bones. Everybody knows that there's gonna be a fight when the enemy comes asking for loans. Send a message to the president, break the wall and make your way inside. Toe the line and find the evidence that a soul has got a thing to hide. You think it's funny but you don't stare. You low life like me, we're in the sun and basking in the shade. We're all in trouble but we don't care. Got our backs to the wall. You bought the life but I was never paid. And we ain't here for war, no, no. Go believe an open door. Funny but you don't stare. You a low life like me, we're in the sun and basking in the shade. We're all in trouble but we don't care. Got our backs to the wall. You put the life but I was never paid.